from which are you getting me?
Yes.
It helps us to get the topic and the subtopic from which the question was picked from. Secondly, it helps us to understand the data or the graph we are dealing with. How together? Now, how do we deal with the introduction? That introduction part of it. How do we deal with it? First of all, never go to the data or the graph or look at the questions before you understand the introduction. Like how you see on that question, they're talking about the effects. Always when you're reading that introduction, you need to note down or underline, note down the what? Note down the biological words. The biological words and all the biological, it can be a statement or a biological statement. Like here in this question you're seeing on your screen, we have the effects, all those are English words, of discharged untreated sewage. Now, sewage is a biological word. You underline it. Physical and abiotic factors. Abiotic factors is a biological word. You underline it. In the lake, ecosystem again is a biological word. You underline it. Then after getting all those biological words, you need to look for their meaning. Because those ones are going to, those words are the ones going to help you to understand the data, the graph, and use them to do what? To answer the questions below, which are given to you. Anyone who cannot understand the word ecosystem, anyone who cannot understand the word biotic factors, anyone who cannot understand the word sewage, he cannot do, or he or she cannot do that number. Therefore, the importance of the introduction, they will always put in those introduction, those biological words and biological statements. Most people don't read that introduction. Therefore, always read it carefully. Note those biological words and the biological statements. Are we together?
Yes.
Now, after getting those biological terms or biological words and the biological statements, interpret one by one. What is sewage? Secondly, what is biotic factors and what is ecosystem? Sewage is an untreated material, like right for this number. I'm just going to use this number to guide you. You need to interpret those biological words. Like here, sewage is an untreated material from industry, factories, and homes, with both inorganic and organic compounds into it. That is what we call sewage. Then secondly, biotic. Those biotic components of the environment are the living components of the environment. I think you know that.
Yes.
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 Like living organisms in the water. Those ones are the ones, the plants and the animals which live in water. Because here we are looking at water. The ecosystem. Ecosystem is a self-sustaining unit in an environment consisting of abiotic and abiotic factors interacting together in harmony. Like water, a water body is an ecosystem, because in that ecosystem we have abiotic and biotic. I know during the introduction of ecology, you looked at biotic and abiotic components of the environment. They told you abiotic are the non-living components of the environment, like temperature, like water, like light, altogether, humidity, altitude, all those are biotic factors of the environment, or abiotic components, the non-living components of the environment. Then biotic ones are the living components of the environment, which involve producers, consumers, decomposers, all those living organisms within the environment. Therefore, an ecosystem consists of biotic and abiotic. Now, in this question, physical Are you seeing that question has on physical and biotic factors? Are you seeing it?
Yes.
The effect of discharging untreated sewage on physical. Now that physical is the same as abiotic factors. Abiotic, the non-living component. Therefore, that is how we break the introduction. That's how we break the introduction by looking at the biological terms and interpreting them separately. Then after we connect them together. How together? Now, when you are how can you break down that introduction part of it? The introduction part of it, whenever you find a punctuation mark, how together in an introduction, let it be a comma, a full stop, a question mark, so long as it is a punctuation, you need to also first stop. It means that is a complete statement. You need to interpret it separately. It has its own meaning. We don't need to read the introduction, generally, all of it at once. From the first word to the last word, you'll find an introduction with almost 40 to 50 words. But when you look at it, it is well treated with some punctuation marks around. Therefore, always, whenever you find a punctuation mark, also stop there and read that statement. Like here, they're saying the effects of discharging untreated sewage on the physical and biotic factors in the lake ecosystem from a point of sewage discharge down the stream has been studied. They put a full stop. It means that is a complete statement on its own. You need to interpret it, analyze it separately from the other coming words. Whenever you're looking at introduction, we interpret the introduction basing on those punctuation marks within the introduction. Secondly, basing on the biological words and the biological statements. I said, what is the importance of the biological words and the biological statements? Hello? That's it.
Hello.
Hello? Are you getting me now? Hello? Yeah. Yezomesanzika ade asazeewo okudduka. 40 minutes of class. Yeah.
I'm back.
Back. Well, be back. You are going to drink water.
No.
I was asking. I said, what is the importance of the biological words and the biological statement in an introduction? Nagire. There is also this boy. So those are not good there. Olabira ddala naye lwakuba gwe tondaba terabika. You want to dodge the lesson? Hello?
To the network.
Network.
Hello.
Which village are you? Which village are you? Are you around Kampala? Okay, we continue. We continue. I was saying, we said the importance of the biological words is to help us identify from which topic was the question selected. Are you getting me? Now, that is how we treat the introduction. Read it carefully, identify the biological words, the biological statement. How do you identify them? By following the punctuation mark. Whenever you find a punctuation mark, you stop and interpret that segment separately from others. It means it is a complete. Now, after looking at the introduction, hope you have understood how we deal with the introduction. Any questions so far?
No?
Have you understood how we deal with the introduction?
Yes.
The most important thing with that number is the introduction, but most students, most people do not put emphasis on it. Now, after the introduction, because we said our number of data, which involves data analysis in paper 2, has how many parts? 3. Introduction, data, and questions, isn't it? We have looked at what we call introduction. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Now, after looking at what we call the introduction, what we do with it, we need to go to data. Now, our data can either be given to us in form of graph, or in the form of tables. Graph or tables. But we start with the graph because graph is the most common one. Our data given to us in the form of graph. They will always draw for you a graph. Either that graph is drawn to scale, or not drawn to scale. Are you seeing that graph you're seeing on your screen? Are you seeing that graph?
Yes.
That graph is not drawn to scale. Therefore, there are two types of graphs. One drawn to scale, like that. We shall look at some which was brought in 2018, even that one brought last year. They were drawn to scale. But when you look at this, it's not drawn to scale, like that in 2016. We shall look at it. They are not drawn to scale. Now, why do you need to know that this is drawn to scale and this is not drawn to scale? It's not always graphs which are drawn to scale. Always they allow less errors. They allow minimal errors. Therefore, you need to be careful with graphs drawn to scale. Those graphs drawn to scale are those graphs which are mainly provided on a graph paper. You draw them on a graph paper. In a question paper, they always put like a small graph paper and they plot their graph. But like these ones on plain paper, they are not drawn to scale, and they will always allow a given range, a bigger range of errors. Therefore, when you're dealing with a graph drawn to scale, always be careful. Read it carefully. Look for the trend where it is starting from to where it stops. Be careful. You need to be careful when the graph is drawn to scale. Therefore, those are the two types of graphs we have in biology: drawn to scale and not drawn to scale. But we are going to start with how do we deal with the graph. Generally, all of them before we get one by one. Now, when you look at the graph, a graph always has two variables. We call them variables: the independent ones and the dependent ones. You know them in all levels. You remember the independent ones. The one on the horizontal axis is the one we call the independent, like here. Like this one here, distance down the stream. That one is independent. Then these ones are dependent. Number of organisms, percentage of dissolved oxygen. Now, that is the first thing you need to look at on the graph. The variables on your x-axis and that one on the y. The x-axis is the horizontal, then this one here, you look at them. What is here and what is there. You see how they are changing. That this one, as this one is increasing, the other one is also decreasing, or this one is increasing and the other one is decreasing. Therefore, always study those two variables, the independent on the horizontal and the dependent on the vertical. Now, after looking at that, also look at the units on them. The units on them. Yes, we shall not, not all the variables given to us in biology will have units. So some will not have units, they'll just say organisms and they go away. Therefore, but if they are there, look at them. These ones are meters, these ones are centimeters, these ones are percentage, these ones are microseconds. You look at them and see. You know what you're going to talk about. Now, when you look at this graph, it is not drawn to scale. They don't have any scale. They just wrote their figures there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here they did not even give us any value. Now, that is how we look at the data. Then thirdly, when you're looking at data, look at the words written within a graph. Like here, there is dissolved oxygen, there is algae, there is bacteria. Are we together? Are you getting me? Are you getting me?
Yes, we are together.
Therefore, make sure you always, after looking at the variables on the vertical and the horizontal axis, on the independent variable and the dependent variable. We said, where do we find the dependent variable?
The vertical axis.
Then the independent one on the horizontal. Yeah. Now, after looking at that, then look at the other words written within the graph. Like here we are saying dissolved oxygen. We are looking at algae. We are looking at the bacteria. It means you're going to go away from the data or to go away from the graph after understanding everything on the graph. Now, you try to connect that graph to the introduction. Up they were saying, don't forget the introduction because you need to start now connecting things. They are talking about biotic factors. Here, what are the biotic factors? Give me the biotic factors they have shown here. We said biotic factors are the living components of the environment. Give me the biotic factor is here. Yeah, therefore those are biotic factors. Therefore, dissolved oxygen is a physical component. Don't doze. Is okwebaka. Sumagirira mu class. Yazitereka kiboko okukube ng'okomyewo. Now, we are going to look at questions. In data analysis biology, we have mainly two types of questions which are brought on data. Two types of questions. We have what we call observational questions. Those ones, the marks awarded to them, we call them observational marks. Those ones don't need you to know any biology to answer them. Even a person who doesn't know biology can answer those questions. They are from the graph. Therefore, those ones are just given to you as bonus. It depends on your observational skills. Anyone who is careful and can observe, study the data well, gets those marks. They don't need you to know any biology, especially A and B. Those, we call them observational questions, which include compare, which include describe. Compare and describe. Especially those ones are the observational marks. Are we together? Sibakwisizaako emmere kumpi ng'otunula ebbali ng'omagamaga ayiseewo n'ekifu ky'enkoko. Now, compare. Now, those are observational marks. Are we together? And you said that.
We are together.
A moment.